Welcome to Almost a Podcast, episode 195 with Paul and Barry.
Hello, listeners.
We're trying a new recording setup.
Yep.
Recording straight into software.
Still learning the game.
Yeah, 10 years on.
Yeah,
Well, the technology changes.
Technology changes. We're the OGs, rolling with it, adapting, reacting.
Events is the name of this podcast.
It is, and yeah, there is a lot to jam into this, so this is going to be all killer, no filler.
Oh, some of that. Yeah, we've also got a bolt action game to finish. If you watch the YouTube videos, you'll see I uploaded a bolt action video. I think it's all right. People still
done it. You already done it. I didn't notice that you'd already uploaded it.
Oh yeah, it went up yesterday. So
people moaning.
About the dice tray. They really. I mean, you think you can please some of the people some of the time.
Yeah.
You really can't please all the people.
Anybody, no time. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It must really fucking irritate them because they go on and on and on about get rid of the dice tray. Can't even see the pips on the fucking thing.
I mean, if we had better production values, you would show the scores, so you would have the results come up on the side of the screen.
I think that would have to be edited afterwards.
Oh, yes, it would. Yeah. But that's why you would do it. Yeah.
What if it was my full-time job editing?
Yeah,
YouTube?
I know. Yeah. Which it ain't.
The production values are increasing because I got some new tech, which is what we're recording on. So I got a new laptop which is able to do much more, so I can actually edit 4K. Because the other one, even if I tried to do anything with 4K, it just crashed the laptop.
Yeah.
So this one I can edit 4K, so that's good. So we're halfway through a game.
Yeah.
I think it's going all right.
So in chronology, we've recorded half a game. We're now doing this podcast, and we're going back and recording the other half of the game.
The other half of the game.
So
in
the timeline of Paul and Barry.
What I would say is, it even though he's a bit removed from it now, it still feels like a Rick game. This.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does.
I know he was only like half responsible for its creation, but he was probably responsible for the games that they stole to create it from.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Or at least partly responsible for those, because there are elements of War Master in the kind of command structure. And
there is a command. Well, there is a command structure.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it? Yeah,
so
like, a lot of games don't have it.
Do Flames of War have a command? They have pins, don't they? But
yes, they have been pinned in Flames of War. There is an effect of fire. Yeah.
But I'm not sure you have to roll. Yes. Do you have to roll command?
Yes, it's morale. How motivated you are to shake a pin. Yeah.
Oh, to shake a pin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, you're right. At the beginning of turn. Yeah.
No, we were just looking at this bolt action play V3 play sheet, and it's lovely and streamlined. It's cut out what you didn't need to have anymore, simplified it down, and yeah, it's well presented. Like in terms of this is all you would need to play the game. Like it's a knowledge of the rules and this play sheet, and you wouldn't need the rule book. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you were being a cheap bastard, because I put the rule book.
Yeah, no,
but you could play from almost, because apart from the army, you get the army list online anyway.
Yeah, the army list online. Yeah, it's all there. I mean, and we were just saying on camera, and this is something Barry might do as a future episode. Just the ease of buying into bolt action it's very easy. Like, Warlord's done a good job of how they sell you their product in terms of and its use in the game. Yeah,
So at the moment, I mean, I've described it a bit like Lord of the Rings in that. I know you shouldn't look at everything in black and white, good and evil. But you kind of, unless you're playing tournament-y stuff, that's not my bag. You need kind of a good army and a bad army, an Axis army and an Allied army.
It would seem too weird to play British versus Americans. That just wouldn't.
Canadians.
It just wouldn't fit right with me. I don't know.
I don't want armies that swing both ways, like
Italians. Classic,
Finnish.
Famously.
Eric always has this Finnish that can play both sides.
Play both sides, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they have armour from everywhere, don't they? Russian armour.
They nick it.
Whatever we can Whatever we
skis.
Bad men. Yeah. Bad men. So, so they've set up this game system, and if you want a bit of casual popcorny gaming, I'm pretty sure from a store you can get a box set for 80 quid.
Yeah, definitely.
You might need to buy some other stuff, some order dice and bits and bobs to
go
over there.
You can certainly find a 20% discount somewhere, like on eBay or something. Yeah.
Get yourself and there's a lot in those box sets.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do a video about it, but the one I'm looking at, I will buy some extra stuff to round off the list, so you've got some variety. But you get a hell of a lot of stuff in there. Hell of a lot of stuff.
Are you going to name drop it? Which one it is, or is that?
I'm probably going to get SS because I've already got the set for Flames of War, so that's what I'm playing.
So, but with their inexperienced regular and veterans and their ability and their way that you can make any army those three categories or mixture of those experience levels, it allows you to adjust the points without changing the models at all, which is really nice. So,
Yeah,
so your list of what you bought there, you probably can't take it all in an experience.
Oh, not veteran.
If it was
No,
all
no,
veteran,
no.
you couldn't do it.
Well, it's the same with airborne. You just can't.
Exactly. So, but if you make it all regular, or some of it regular and some of it veteran, then you can fit more into the army list. Or if you you could do an experience if you wanted to, because certainly, and if you wanted to history it, there's new squad, there's new recruits all the time, isn't there? Not everybody is the fact that you're joining a veteran unit doesn't mean that you in yourself are a veteran. In fact, famously, the Germans were training kids, weren't they?
Yeah.
End of the war. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Certainly, their air force was well behind the American training pipelines. Yeah, and the Japanese. The Japanese started off with veteran pilots, and they all died. Yeah.
So died is an interesting word for that. But it's interesting that Flames of War and Bolt Action are very different games, but both quite realistic, both quite good fun.
Yeah, totally. It's. I think the player in me, the war gamer, is just I think we might have said it before on record. It's I would want, if I'm going to play a game of this, which I really enjoy it and it's really nice, but I would want, okay, so what are you using? Set the period, set the theatre.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it early, middle, or late? Keep it down, simple as that. But Flames of War does that really clearly. Early, middle, late. Bolt Action is a bit more the player needs to do that for themselves. But then you have a great game of it, because maybe this stuff is really scaled against what it faced. In terms of the equipment that people are carrying around and the equipment that was evolved into it. The Americans used the Sherman tank because it was good enough. It's restricted by it had to fit on a train, and it's they're an army. They're an army that's attacking, and their doctrine is to when we come up against a tank, we kill it with air power or artillery or tank destroyers. How they form those tank destroyer units was criticised, but they did not expect Sherman tanks to fight tanks. That wasn't what they're there to do.
It's like infantry support.
Yeah, but they're going to use mostly their machine guns, and they're going to use mostly their high explosive round. And the Sherman was really good at that, because it was good enough to do that. Invulnerable to most infantry stuff and could blow up buildings as good as anybody else. And anyway, what I'm saying is these armies evolved to fight each other, while the Germans later war defensively, and their stuff, it doesn't matter if their stuff's slow or anything, it's they go for this heavy armour thing with their, and because those tanks can stay in position, they're defending they're defending ground.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, if you want to watch the second half of the video, it'll be recorded today and hopefully released later in the week.
And that's that. Right. Let's get on.
Right. So, Paul, the first thing we did, Paul had an event of the weekend. Before we talk about the many, many events that are coming later on, because there are lots of. It's the beginning of the year.
More to talk.
Well, and we need to talk about the event that's not happening.
But, and why? And why?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's get the first half of the show over with, which is going to talk about Paul's event of the weekend. You got your event pack with you?
I do. So mine was a pretty simple one. It was the Essex GT 2, because it's the second one I've run. And I play it straight out of Winter Roller, which is in its 2024 edition.
So would you, because I've had a couple of requests, so where did they find it?
Okay, so the Facebook group, Warmaster Facebook group, in the files section.
In the files.
It's there, you can't miss it. It's there amongst lots of other things.
Yeah.
And it is there to be downloaded. Tinker with it if you like. Like some people do. They play the missions they prefer, or the scenarios they prefer, and it's or they make some adjustment. But it is there. It is a tournament pack ready to go, where you just plug and play. It gives you recommendations on what scenery you use, how you run the thing. It's all quite clear, really. And I'm really quite proud of it, because I'm just playing straight off it. Okay, this is my event. And I am mercenary. If what we're going to talk about these events coming up, if I saw something better in them, I would nick it.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
They say what is it? It's the highest form of flattery, isn't it?
Imitation.
Whatever. Just whatever.
So
there's nothing new in the world.
No, good though. And in those scenarios, I nicked them from War Machine. And the only original one that really comes from me is Meeting Engagement. I don't know where I thought that up idea, but I thought up that idea. The other scenarios are all rip-off War Machine ones.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So it was a 3-round event, one day?
And it was 5 rounds, 2 days.
Jesus, 5. How many players did you have there?
So after some drops, there was 8 of us.
Wow.
Yeah. was lovely.
Okay. Well, that's enough to play.
Yeah.
I mean, you've gone past the Swiss element.
Oh yeah,
a long
so,
way.
so the winner could have won it
On Saturday.
On Saturday, but we had another 2 rounds to play. And best
Did he still win it?
Yes, and like he was a killer. And so like Best Coast Pairings, which is the tournament pack I use or software, is free. You can pay for levels of it, but you don't need to.
Right.
And it's not broken. It works. Best Coast Pairing works really. Somebody, I think somebody outside of the UK asked Best Coast Pairings to include War Master Revolution, and it's there. You can just use it. It's just go with the default options, click the rounds, how many rounds you want, and go. It doesn't matter once you go beyond. It just keeps recording event results.
Okay.
It keeps pairing the right pairings it should be at that time.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You can't play the same person twice. So it will go like, right, he's winning. The second person is there. They play. Oh no, it can't. They've already played. It goes to the third person, for example.
Okay, cool. So you played 5 rounds of Winter Roller. How do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about the rounds, or do you just want to talk about the results? Or
I could talk about. I put everyone's list in, and then we can say the results. Because there's 8 players, we can quickly.
You've got your all 8 lists here.
I've got all 8 lists. So yeah, I sent them to you. So I will pull them up right now.
If you want to just tell me one, and we'll start. There's an Essex GT one. I don't know whose that one is. It's got many dragons.
Yeah. So I'll go in the order I sent them to. So begin with was my list. So I'm using a high elf list and a high elf experimental army, which is
Did you seek permission to use that list?
I asked the TO. And
was he very accommodating?
There was a bit of back and forth. But essentially I got my way. And so this is the high elf list that I'm play testing. So it's the high elf list that is currently like in the army's book, and it's got 6 changes in it. Because if you're going to play test a whole bunch of stuff, because it might not all make the cut. But Barry doesn't want me to go on about it. Anyway, I played a high elf list.
Yeah. I mean, yes. We will talk about it at some point, sir. But so it's in a very early infancy of its testing.
Yeah. Because this was its first run out. This was his first tournament, So
unless we're going to sit down and talk about each individual thing and how it
works, I'll just tell you.
It would be an entire podcast in itself.
I would just tell you what it is. Yeah. So I used 4 spearmen, 2 archers, 2 Lothan Seaguard, which are upgraded spearmen. 2 silver helms. 1 was a sword of might because I wanted to use a unit of dragon princes, which I had the models for. 1 reaver, 1 chariot, 1 giant eagle, 1 dragon rider, 70 points of him. 2 elven bolt throwers, 1 general. He got an orb of majesty. 1 hero on a giant eagle. He got a sword of fate, and 1 wizard on a giant eagle. He got a wand of power, the +1 to cast, because you get a reroll with high elves.
Unless you're on 1, isn't it?
No, unless you're on 1, but that's quite a good item for high elves. I was like, ooh. And actually, I really enjoyed using the orb of majesty, because you would think like a command 10 general wouldn't need it. Well, actually, you get that second chance. Making a roll, and in one game, for example, I made it, and I'm back to commanding stuff at command 10 again. So actually, that Orb of Majesty is really good with high elves. Yeah,
everything's good with high elves.
Well, everything's good with high elves, isn't it? And I was even. The Dragon Rider is still. He's too many points.
He has to. He's already been.
But he is cheaper, but he. It's like I was getting use out of him, but I was just like, I could have 2 units of heavy cavalry, 2 more silver helms, and change. Yeah, because I had 2 silver helms with 220, so I still have 50 points.
We're going to go down the monster hammer, hero hammer road now. There can never be a point where
he could be
Dragon
wrong.
Riders.
He could be wrong. Yeah,
there can never be a point where Dragon Riders are worth their points because they will just fucking ruin the game.
Yeah, exactly. And he could be wrong. So it's better that he's underpowered than overpowered.
Yes, if you want to take it for fluff, take it for fluff.
Yes,
you like the model, the model, whatever.
So I was using Forest Dragon high elves. Yeah. They are amazing. Yeah. They are literally too detailed.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
Because with that army I'm pissed off painting it and there's no detail. It's no joke.
So what do you want Battle of 5 Armies standard?
Well, I don't mind it. Because people make them look nice anyway.
Yeah.
But so what were we talking about there?
Oh, we're just saying, I was using Forest Dragon models.
They're beautiful, and we're talking about Dragon Rider. It can't.
So what's important if you are getting a Forest Dragon range, and I really recommend you do, if you can, make sure the resin's good. Like, it's stronger resin is needed for them because
stronger resin is always needed.
I suppose it's always needed. Yeah.
Because everything's 10 mil, man.
Yes.
How thin is a 10 mil spear? Unless you
and you look at these, and then you look at these spears. They are obviously bigger than they would be. Like people are carrying swords which are the size of their bodies because they break otherwise.
That's why. Not to rag on like resin, because I've printed my fair share of fucking resin stuff. Metal is a little bit more forgiving, and even metal can't cope with spears and stuff.
But you compare like these Forest Dragon High Elves compared to original GW High Elves back from 2000. It's not night and day.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yes, they are both High Elf models, and you could have fun by mixing the two.
I don't think there's a problem with the original models level of detail, because that was more than most people can cope with anyway.
Exactly, but when you look at them alongside each other, it's like the Forest Dragon is much better. But there's nothing wrong with having classic stuff as well. And in fact, I was given a pack of High Elf characters. I wouldn't mind getting, and I'll mix them in, and I would like to get. I would use the classic High Elf Dragon model, from the GW range.
I think I've got that in my.
Yeah, I would use him. As in I would use that model somehow. Anyway, so I took that, and it was I was good with it. I was happy with this army list.
We got Command 10 Challenge.
No. As in playing the playtest rules.
Okay.
But that's a story for another day. And so far, I'm like, oh yeah, it's cool. It's like people have criticised like the High Elf spells and like the no spell elevator class, but I was finding a place.
The issue is that. Well, we've discussed this before. If you went back in time, you just take away the Command 10, you would never have had any problem. It's been nerfed so many times.
I tell you what would be a good half an episode would be we both build a spell deck. We're using any spells, and we're in blind, and we both come to it and say, so I've chosen these 4 spells. What have you chosen? That'd be quite interesting.
Well, you just ask somebody to build a new army. Nobody ever gives people teleport, do they?
Exactly. So you don't want teleport. No, you build. That's it. We do the 4 best spells. We're both blind, and we do the worst spells 4 blind. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I think quite a lot of the worst spells have been taken out of the game, or substituted out.
Yeah, to something better. Anyway, that was what I took.
Anyway, next.
Then
it's another High Elf.
And there were 3 High Elves out of the 8.
Lordy.
Yeah, so this is a lovely gentleman called Rob, and he had a High Elf General, a Hero on a Dragon, Sword of Might, Hero on a Dragon, Sword of Destruction.
Oh my
so he took 2 dragon characters. A Mage with a Spell Scroll, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Spearmen, 2 Archers, 4 Silver Helms, a Great Eagle, 2 Chariots, and 2 Bolt Throwers.
Okay, cool.
Then we had.
So what was the break on that?
So it was 9, but it's adjusted to 8 for the Dying Race rule. Yeah,
17.
Yep.
17
is 9.
Goes to 8.
Goes to 8.
So do you know we'll talk about this list?
Okay, right, yeah. So So I played this. I played against him in one game. And he's quite new to playing Warmaster. He painted it lovely. It's a Forest Dragon models, and he painted it really well. And I did most of my army in a week, so I cut corners. Like he hadn't cut corners,
right?
And anyway, but he in the game I played against him, he did. I guess is it a classic thing new players make? He basically sent a cavalry attack unsupported into me. So he sent 2-3 units of Silver Helms. Off they went. Unsupported. He didn't send the dragons in. They went in by themselves, and they were over a move away from the rest of his army. So over 30, probably more like 2-3 moves away from the rest of his army. And they charged in. They actually fluffed their charge, which didn't help because he wasn't getting anything. And then I enveloped him and destroyed them. And I was like, and that put me on the up. We're basically the same army, essentially. Same, not a lot.
Well, apart from he's lost all his punch.
Yeah. So and then the game was kind of not won by that point, but I was on a massive advantage. So in terms of tennis, I've won the first 2 sets there. With 6-0, 6-1 or something.
Yeah.
And we chatted about the game afterwards, and I was like, he wasn't committing his dragon characters enough.
Don't take them.
Well, exactly. And I say that it's like
spend the points elsewhere.
If you're gonna take dragon characters, commit them. Go into 50-50 fights. They've got to earn. They've got to. It's dicey, but you've got to use.
Well, it's not dicey, is it? If you're on the charge and you put a dragon character in, now you've got extra attacks on top of the extra attacks from charging, and you're taking away attacks coming back.
So for one of the events,
it's a combat multiplier.
So one of the events I'm talking about, we're gonna talk about, and I'm taking high elves. I am playing into that. That's how I've written the list for this one.
If your general doesn't die,
ain't a problem. Anyway, and that was my my gentle critique.
Well, also he's got the best commander in the game, and you've got 4 characters, 2 on dragons. So even if you lost both dragons,
you still got the general,
and you've got a leadership 8 wizard and a general.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've run high elf armies with a leadership, a mage and a general. And that's it.
Yeah.
And just go balls deep and say, if the general fucks up, he fucks up. It's not like Lizardman.
Yeah.
He just comes back, command 10 next turn.
Exactly, because you can mitigate a bit of that. Because I was using 3 characters, one with the general had all majesty, and it was useful every game. It did get my.
He does a lot of orders, doesn't he?
He kept my turn going.
He does a lot of orders, command 10 general.
All 3 times I used it, I passed the Orb of Majesty roll. Yeah, so kept going. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
So
this list is pretty straightforward. I think there's nothing intrinsically wrong with it.
No,
just a bit light on troops because you've got too much stuff in characters.
Yeah,
I guess.
So Paul Godbold took.
So you're still on God. Oh, well,
yeah. So
he was on Orcs and Goblins for the longest time,
and he used Orcs and Goblin models to represent this army, which is fine.
Good on him.
Yeah, it's like it was not a problem at all. Yeah, so he'd taken this Beastman list. So he was fully proxying it. So he didn't not make any choices he didn't want to make because he wasn't proxying. He was proxying the whole army. Yeah, with Orcs and Goblins. So it's basically, I think when he played Beastman before, he was limited by what he could
field.
But this time he did. This time
he went in.
He just went in. So he took a Beastman, Beast Lord with an Orb of Majesty, a Wargore, 2 Wargores, 2 Bray Shamans.
That's a lot of characters.
A Scroll of Dispelling. 8 Gores, 8 Ungores, 4 Bestigores.
What's the +1 thing on the list? What's that? Because it says +2 Scroll of Display. What is that?
Yeah, no, but it's only counted the points for one. I don't know. Then 4 Bestigores, 3 swords in there, Sword of Might, Sword of Cleaving, Sword of Fate.
On the Bestigores.
4 Centigores, and 1 Chaos Hand, and that gave him a break point of 13.
Nice.
So he hasn't taken Minotaurs. He hasn't got Doom Ball. Again, I played this army.
He was going to put a lot into ambush by the looks of it.
He did.
I can see
so,
it.
So I played into this army, and Paul's a very good player. And he
knows how to exploit the strengths.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he's good at that. Yeah. And so the classic thing. A good amount of scenery on the table. He was sheltering his stuff, but it didn't matter. My high elves were still shooting it out. The bolt throwers when they get going. I was rolling well. I was rolling hot with them.
They used to hit on 3s, mate.
They used to.
Yeah.
So I'm battering them. And I'd moved through this village, physically the whole brigade had moved through it. And it's because it's obviously War Master. And then he popped up an entire brigade behind me in that village, which I've just literally walked through.
Nice.
Where were they?
The tunnels.
The tunnels, I thought we cleared that village.
No, the tunnels.
Yeah. Anyway, so that presented the tale of this game was that happened, and I was like, yep, couldn't have stopped it, but it happened. And I'm like, right, here goes my cavalry. 2 moves, we'll take them. He then failed to attack with me, and I was like, right, here's my cavalry to counter that. Failed the second order to get in. You
can't pass, nobody can pass.
So, and then that brigade smashed me, basically. But he also, on the smaller stuff, he was coming out on top.
Do you have to commit half and half into ambush, or can you go all one way now?
You have to half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah, but to be honest, it seemed like he had his entire army already on the table. And then he brought up. He
could 2 full brigades.
He never got the second wave on the table. He didn't need to. No, and it was just there was so much beastmen on the table. It just seemed like massive army. Yeah. But it's good.
It's good. I mean, there's not much cavalry, is there? If any.
4 Centigores.
Are they cavalry now?
They are light cavalry. profiles.
Okay, and then Chaos Hounds.
And the Chaos Hounds, yeah.
He likes his light cavalry. And the Bestigals, obviously, they'd have done their
They're the
work.
best, yeah.
People don't normally take less than 4.
Yeah, so my brigade, my centre got hit simultaneously from the rear, from ambushing Beastmen from a turn before, and the front, and it was just slaughtered. You know, like, but it's quite right, yeah.
I mean, it is probably what they would have done, Beastmen, as an army.
Yes, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
like, and you can't have a thick mechanic where you can't come out of a scenery you've literally like checked or something, because that can't work. That's fine.
But they are probably the only army that can lean so far into ambush that make ambush.
Skaven can't do it. Yeah, like they can have gutter runners, but they can't be that hard.
How many? You could put a brigade in if you wanted, I guess. 4.
But the problem is, then your characters are command 20, aren't they? Is it like the gutter runners are over there? Great. Okay. They might as well be in China. So that was Paul's.
Good man, Paul. Looks like a funky list. I would like to see how the ambush. So yeah, do you think there'd ever be a point where you have to limit the amount you can put into ambush?
No, I think it is limited already.
Well, it is. He committed.
Yes, he committed. Yeah. Like they played like Beastmen should play.
Cool.
So Rob Jones
Bretonians.
took Bretonians. I said I have also played this against this guy.
You've played against most of the enemies. There's only 2 you didn't.
Yeah, there's only 2 I didn't. Yeah, so Bretonians, he took the General, 2 Heroes, a Pegasus Sword of Fate, 2 Enchantress, a Unicorn, a Scroll of Dispelling, a Pegasus, and a Ring of Magic. So fully kitted out. 2 Men-at-Arms, 2 Squires, 7 Knights, Grail Knights, a Pegasus Knight, 4 Peasants, and 3 Bowmen. That gave him a breakpoint of 5 because you only count the Knights. Yeah.
It's interesting, he's brought the peasants and bowmen, I guess they're just the chaff to try and slow you down.
So he did a thing with his painting where he had gone for individual liveries, but he had looked online, found real liveries,
oh my God,
printed them at small scale, and stuck the paper, like...
Not decals? Like
no, so basically made his own kind of decals, like in terms of...
Matthew Street does that.
Yeah, and then he glued them onto the models.
Yeah.
And I was just like... Because I was looking at it, I was like, really creative, like, with coming up with this. And I was like, oh, I found them online, and that's how he did it.
He just printed the barding and flags and stuff.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So it fits on the flanks of the horses. And it was cool. It was just like, very cool. So I played against him, and he's just, it was just unlucky. Like his knights were blundering away, and he tried to lead with the knights, and
he's got nothing else to lead with, does he?
Yeah, my House were able to pick him apart. So that's how I won that game essentially. But yeah, it was. He could have been luckier.
Yeah, the peasants and the bowmen aren't really going to achieve a great deal.
Well, but he loses nothing by ramming them first.
Yeah, but you also achieve nothing. It's like throwing skeletons into a blender.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. Peasants are like garbage tier, aren't they? Like goblins.
They're not good. No.
You wouldn't leave with goblins, even if they don't count for break.
So he did get a decent knight charge off, like a couple of units of knights, but I managed to hold it back. And then the tell. And knights having to charge, that is a problem for them. As in you can really manage them then. Once they make contact, and say you manage to hold them off, so you are broken out, and you withdraw back, you can really then micromanage the knights because you're going to direct where they're going to go. Yeah. It's a problem. Well, that's why they're the points they are. They don't suffer terror. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, do you know who finished where in that?
Yes, I'll show that.
Okay, cool.
So,
we've got some Orcs next.
Lee Hunt, he called them Essex Orcs.
This is a standard build, this one I can see.
So, So
twin link weapons and 6
Orc General, a nice little crown of command. 2 Orc Heroes, 2 Withens, a Sword of Fate, 2 Goblin Shaman, 2 Orc Shaman, 6 Orc Warriors, 4 Goblins, 2 Black Orcs, and 6 Boar Riders. Yeah, I would say that is as standard an Orc list as you really get, I think. Where it's like, it's a lot of Boar Riders and you got 2 Withens. The Crown of Command, I think works really well.
And your full artillery of 4 Shaman.
You've got to have the magic circle. Like the Geralt circle. And then the rest. Okay, he's chosen not to take like rock clobbers. He's gone for more troops. But if you want
you have to have 4 goblins and 4 orcs anyway, don't you?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
So he's only gone 2
and
then 2 black orcs, and then everything else is just yourself.
Yeah. So
it's a strong list.
It's a very strong list, yeah. And I do think I had a lot of success with Orcs with the Crown of Command, and that is a great art item for them. You know, like putting on that shiny hat and throwing out a 10 is needed for orcs. Yeah.
Okay, so interesting list. Yeah. I mean, cool. Who's next?
So this
Dark Elves.
Dark Elves. This
6 colours. Jesus, it's a cavalry.
Nagathai House Renzel.
I thought Revolution had changed the meta, so there was slightly less cavalry.
Dark Elves, right. General on a chariot with Sword of Fate, a hero on a manticore and a Sword of Might. Oh, I didn't play League, by the way. That was one guy I didn't play, so the one we just talked about. 2 sorcerers and a wand of power and a scroll of dispelling. 4 spearmen, 2 crossbowmen, 6 cold one knights, 2 dark riders, 2 elven bolt throwers. Which strangely are called the same, aren't they? As high elf bolt throwers. Well, never mind. Like same thing. Yeah, I played this guy, and we had a great game. Yeah, because it looked fantastic. Because high elves versus dark elves, and we played meeting engagement, and neither of us came off worse off the deployment. And what was really nice is he was really complimentary out of the scenario. He said like he loves the scenario, so basically the way it fell for us is I was like, right, I've got to avoid these 6 units of cold ones, which have all come together in 2 drops, being deployed together. I need to run away from them and smash up his spearmen, who are less supported, and try to catch his break 8 without fighting these cold one knights. That was the plan.
And the dark. Yeah. So you take anything but the cold ones.
Take anything on but the cold ones. Yeah. And that was my plan. But his shooting, he formed his 2 bolt throwers and 2 crossbowmen into kind of this like arrow formation, so they wouldn't be effective in combat, but they were all shooting like at a smaller frontage. Anyway, he could have formed them more traditionally. Point is that I don't really have an answer for that. I had no expendable units to put in front of that to be shot at. You know, like so that was really killing me. You know, that shooting brigade. Because
you don't have any cheap stuff to take.
No, I don't. There's nothing I want to put in front of them to fire.
I think we'll have to talk a little bit more about this formation because you mean
so he's got 2 bolt throwers at the top point of the
2
angle.
units,
yeah,
so
2
4
units, and then 2 staggered units of crossbowmen.
Just to keep them narrower.
To keep them narrow frontage. Yeah, for line of sight. It's a combat.
If when you charged it, you'd have less.
They'd be unsupported.
Yeah.
So
they still would shoot though, wouldn't they?
They would still shoot, yeah.
But and you get to do double tap or
single
tap,
he would,
even when you're charged.
No, not when you're charged.
Single tap.
It'd be single tap.
Okay.
But it's like it's obviously it needs to fire. If I had the right thing, like say I had I don't know, Pegasus Knights, for example, you would charge that to the front, take the risks, and kill everything. Yeah,
I'd be interested to see what the thought process was behind that.
It just
you didn't ask him.
No, as in it narrows the frontage and they can all still fight.
But they've got like 180 line of sight, so the line of sight isn't really a thing.
No, but it's like in terms of what frontage of
to move,
like as in your battle line,
yeah.
Anyway, so that was my plan. It was the tail of the game, trying to beat him up before the cold ones got involved. Sadly, the cold ones did get involved, and they beat me up.
If you let them charge you,
I spent all my resources chasing after his other stuff. My Dragon Rider was weirdly, because it was a scout thing, it was the closest thing to his cold ones, and he actually did a job of holding up a brigade of cold ones somehow.
He's twice as expensive.
Yeah, I know. It's like somehow he did it. But once those cold ones had gotten past that and got into me, they smashed me.
So the thing about those super elite cavalry that they can have 6 of is if you charge them, you're kind of like even Stevens.
Yes, They charge you.
If they charge you, it's just like it's not even a fair fight. No. And if you put the Manticore in as well, it's just I'll take it all off now.
So this is our other high elf list with and he's called it Double Wizard Dragon.
Double Wizard
Dragon. Again, this is the other army I did not play. So he took a general who put on a giant eagle and a sword of fate. 2 wizards one on a giant eagle with a scroll of spelling, a wand of power. Hero on a dragon with a sword of might. 4 spearmen, 2 archers, 1 reavers, 5 silver helms, 2 giant eagles, 2 bolt throwers, and 1 chariot. Breakpoint 9 for him. Yeah. I didn't play against it. And looking at it, he's taken a lot of silver helms. He's got a single source of terror. It's a good list. Yeah, fine list.
So maybe it's your scenarios that are encouraging people to take cavalry heavy lists because there are quite a lot of cavalry heavy. There's nobody gone like Sherwin. I'm going all infantry or anything.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, like cavalry are king, aren't they?
Well, if you've got scenarios where you've got to compete in multiple places, you've got to be able to move quickly.
Yeah.
Infantry aren't easy to get across the board, like from left to right.
Of course, they are less. They move less. Yeah. And then our last list is Zach. And he took Bretonia as well.
Another Bretonia.
Yeah, and so it was 4 bowmen, 2 men at arms, 2 peasants, 2 squires, 6 knights, 2 Grail knights, 1 with a sword of fate, 1 Pegasus knight, 1 general, and 2 heroes, 1 on a Pegasus with a sword of might, 2 enchantress on a unicorn, a ring of magic, scroll of spelling, breakpoint, and 5. And he's a very good player, Zach. He's a killer. So I loved how he represented one of his Pegasus, his Grail knights. You know the Green Knight model. This is Forest Dragon range. Yeah. He's mounted that Green Knight on 3 stands. So like it's scenically based 3 stands together, and he's the Green Knight. So he is an entire unit of Grail Knights by himself. I loved it as a concept. I was just like, that's really cool because actually a Green Knight is a character, but doesn't command the army, does he? He's a hero of legend, and he's so hard. He's as good as a unit of Grail Knights by himself.
You can't kill him, can you? He keeps coming back.
Yeah. I played Zach. That was the first loss I had of the event, as in when I played him, and he just outplayed me. Yeah, he was too good. Yeah, basically he came at me in a way that Bretonians should come at me, and was just like full attack everywhere, and it was smashed me. I got 10-0'd that one.
Cool.
No, I got close, but I was like in some areas, but I was decked. Like by him.
Again, a lot of knights here, aren't there? Well, I mean, you've got like eight full-blooded knights.
Yeah.
So you're committing, like people are committing half their army levels. Into cavalry.
I can't critique that list because it's got everything you want in it. Like for a Bretonians, like he's got the right magic items, he's got the right balance. It's good. It's damn good.
Do you have to take 4 bowmen, or is he just using it to soften you up? Because it doesn't really fucking matter if they die, does it?
I think he does have to take them.
I thought it was 2.
Oh, it's 2 men at arms, yeah.
I think it was 2 both.
Also, this army, this army won Best Painted. It looked amazing.
Wow.
And it was just somehow how it was based as well, how it looked as an army. It was just fantastic. And like when he played one of the High Elf players, Rob, who had also painted his army really well, and he had it on a lovely table of scenery. And I was like, I wish it was better lit, because the photos of that would be how you would sell the game. Look at this thing.
Right, cool. So we're nearly 40 minutes in, so you better tell us who won, and then we'll get on to the other stuff. I'll
quickly pull that up. So that I sent that.
So Zach won Best Painted.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Zach won Best Painted. So the winner was Zach.
Oh.
He got a near perfect score. He dropped 3 points out of 50.
Wow.
Like across the 5 games.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And then Paul Gobbold got second.
And is that his real name, Rohan?
No.
Paul.
And
he's cavalry.
Just get this right. Yeah. So Zach won with Bretonia. He got. So the scenarios are at 10.
Yeah.
He went 7, 9, 10, 10, 10. Okay.
Cool.
Paul Gobbold got 6. So he lost 1 game, came second. 6, 8. 8 was the game he lost.
Wow.
10, 8, 10. And then John with his High Elves, this is the High Elf player I didn't play. He got 2 losses, 2, 10, loss at 4, 10, 8. I picked up 2 big wins and 3 big losses. That's what I got. No, but first Bretonian, second Beastman, third High Elves.
So we had 3 High Elves,
3 High Elf players, 2 Bretonians, Beastmen, Orcs, and Dark Elves. Yeah. So not out of 8 players, obviously not a spread of armies you would have, could have been better. But it was really good fun. It was still great. And the fact that it was less players than it needed for a 5-round event didn't matter. I can't fault best coast pairings. It works. And we all went out for a Saturday night and got very drunk after a curry. That was cool. Yeah.
7 elephants.
7 elephants,
very
and
good.
then I took them to old hot house pub. Like down the one the old police prison cells. Yeah, it goes down
In the basement.
In the basement. Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Attention! If you need to get your miniatures safely from point A to point B, then get yourself a KR multi-case. KR multi-cases come in all manner of different shapes and sizes and have gamer-friendly pricing. So do yourself a favour and get yourself a KR multi-case today. Soft foam, hard cases.
Right, so we're back and we're going to talk about the events because it's the beginning of the year. People are starting to get their events sorted out.
Yeah, the dates are booked, and since we recorded last, one of these, the most exciting one, is new. We did not know about.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
So what's the first one? There's one quite soon.
Very soon. So this is this Saturday the 1st of February. Yeah.
Are you going?
Well, yeah. Oh. Yeah. I'm providing the scenery.
Oh, okay.
Better
turn up then.
So I better turn up. Yeah, it's no event otherwise.
How many rounds?
3. Single day, Winter Warmer, it's called, and it is taking the rules pack of War Master rules pack.
So the VPs are king.
Yeah. So it's this Saturday. I think there is still a ticket available. It's
Where
20 man. It is in where is it? Sutton in Ashfield. There you go. Sanctuary Gaming Centre. I know Sanctuary. I've heard of Sanctuary Gaming Centre because a lot of Warhammer: The Old World content gets done out of there.
So what's NG? Nottingham.
Yes, Nottingham area. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Not Nottingham City, but it's Sutton in Ashfield. But it's not far away from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a 3. I've got a very early start, sadly, because I'm playing poker on Friday night. So
you're going there and back in a day.
Yeah.
At the moment. Oh my god.
Yeah, but rules must. You've got to do this, man. When you're a celebrity, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So they are going to be playing with The King is Dead. Army list is normal. Scoring will be all about victory points. You get more, and you break. Yeah, you get more. You get 3. You get fewer. You get 0. If you break the opponent, and if you're broken but you have more victory points than them, you get 1. So if you broke me and I'd scored more, it'll be 3-1.
Okay.
They have 3 scenarios. First one is objectives, where you're going to be holding 5 objectives across the table. When the game ends, if you've got control of them, you get more victory points. Personally, if I'm being critical, because they don't cumulative score, it really is it's a fight where you just happen to be standing next to one at the end of the game, and that's that. Obviously, if you're broken, you're going to have control of less of these things because you'll have less models on the table.
Stuff doesn't disappear though when you break.
No, the game will end and you're broken, but you've lost models, haven't you? You lost stuff. Well, you're going to have less on the table.
I think traditionally when you break, your stuff's all fucking gone.
Yes, but they're obviously ignoring that. Because otherwise that's no scenario, is it? Well done, the other army's gone, you've got control of all 5. So yeah, that's called Hold the Ground.
And it's all down to VPs.
Yeah, so
all the other stuff is kind of like supplementary.
You play till you break the opponent. If you've got control of these objectives, you're scoring more. When that.
So you can break them?
Yes.
And still lose?
No, but I told you it would be 3-1. Because you've won the game, so you scored 3, but by breaking them, but they scored more than you, so they get 1 point.
So this is different. This has evolved.
Yes, it's evolved.
Because it used to be win, loss, draw, and make no difference.
Yeah.
It's just, how much stuff have I killed over 3 games?
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
And there was no objective points, no tournament points, no nothing.
No, okay.
Because I won 3 games and lost
to
Janis, who'd won 2 games but scored more victory points.
Yeah, because that's what Janis does. Yeah, like
he read the rules. Yeah. that helps. That helps for sure.
So scenario 2 is.
We don't need to go through all the scenarios, but there is an event this weekend with tickets available. I'll try and get it out. I might even try and go. I'll speak to the missus and see what's on this weekend.
So yeah, you can jump in the car with me if you want. Yeah, obviously if you're going. This War Master Rule Revolution Army Builder on.
But that's another day.
Yeah, no, okay.
We could talk all day, but we've still got to play the ball action.
So the last scenario doubles your victory points if your general kills a unit. So I'm building for that.
Well, it's got the King's Dead anyway.
Yeah. So I'm changing my army list, high elf list there. I'm going to have a high elf general and a dragon. Oh, wow. I'm going to go victory.
Everybody's going to have a dragon or a general with something.
Yeah. Then the next. So
this one's this Saturday.
This Saturday.
I'll try and get the podcast out relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So it's in Sutton in Ashfield, England, 1st of February 2025. Yeah. It's a 1-day 3-round event. And it's about 20 quid, something like that?
That is right, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I don't know. I can't see anything.
I don't know. Yeah. It's not. None of them are expensive.
Yeah. 10 quid.
10 quid. There you
10
go.
quid.
So then the next one I'm going to talk to you about. I'll just pull up the details.
Well, it's a Triwiz after that, but we've already committed to that.
Oh yeah, of course. So the Triwiz melee, yeah. Is 15th of March, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's a 1,000 point mixed doubles.
1 250, isn't it?
I thought it was 1,000. Was it?
I think it's 1,250.
That's somebody. Is it changed?
1,250. Yeah, like
Is there going to be a rules pack?
Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
If it's 1,250,
We're talking about 4 events then. 4 events.
I need to take paying more models because I built 1,000.
So the War Master Melee is in 15th of March.
Yeah, and then the next one's Worcester.
War Master. 17th of May.
It's always an awkward one for this.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
This is only £10 as well, and is going to play a scenario pack pretty similar to what one we just talked about.
Well, considering this was Ian and Stephen's pack.
Yeah. But that will have loads of numbers. That's going to have a massive number count, I think.
Okay.
Which
is it
really
still
cool.
downstairs in that game?
Yes, yeah, that venue.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very cool, very cool.
Right in the
and
middle of
also,
town.
it has, well, it splits across 2 venues. It has a close by town hall and that gaming place. So the games, if they need to, the games are in 2 locations at once.
Oh.
So you go from A to B. Yeah, like.
I didn't realise.
It's literally just around the corner from somewhere. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
So you find out which game you're in, and then you go to that venue.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So this is the most exciting thing.
It is.
So let's call it correct. Let's call it something correct. Get it correctly. I'll just find out the details of it. So we've always said that the North of the Wall, the Scottish event, is fantastic.
It is.
And they have, out of nowhere, they are doing this. The forces of Cromarty Forge, Tri-Wiz, and North of the Wall have teamed up to bring you a special weekend event to celebrate the 25th anniversary of War Master. The event will be 2 days of narrative gameplay and take place in Stirling, Scotland on the 8th and 9th of November. Website there. Tickets are available soon. The hotel is the King Robert. Yeah,
which I guess is after Robert de Bruce.
Robert de Bruce,
I guess.
So we didn't know about this.
Nope.
We did not know about this. But I got messaged the day before this came out, which has been in this since we last recorded. And Jana's messaged me and said, "This is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have 2 team captains. I'm one of them, and they want me to be the second team captain."
Cool.
So how could I say no? I'd be going anyway, but I could not say no to that.
So you'll be the evil one, and Jana's be good.
So it's narrative. So there's going to be an evil team, and a good team.
Janice.
Now some of the armies, I'll be like, well, are they evil or good? Like what are Tomb Kings?
What are orcs?
yeah. So anyway, they'll decide, and I think I don't know, but I imagine it'll be a case of you're buying a ticket for either good or evil, and that dictates. So if you're evil, you're playing Dark Elves, for example. If you're good, you're playing High Elves.
Yeah.
And then you will be in whatever team captain.
And then there's about 4 or 5 in the middle where you can play both sides.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that for them? They have not said, and we don't know that.
No.
But I'm just imagining. And I will play this and very narratively, because this isn't about winning or losing. It's their original target, their financial target was 40 players, but they'll go beyond that.
Yeah.
I think they'll easily get 40 players because already Danes and Germans want to go.
Cool.
So for example, say I'm Team Evil. I'm going to get made up.
You will be Team Evil.
I'm going to make up badges for my team that everyone's going to wear, and it's probably going to be something like I'm evil and so is Paul and so is Winter or something. And I don't know how they'll do the matchups. That's all to come out in the wash. But if I'm evil, I'll be playing Skaven, and I'll be Gracie.
Nobody's listening to a Skaven general.
I'll be like, right, I am a Winter Rat, and what's important is me, and none of you others. They're trying to get Rick Priestley. I don't know if he would be able to. Who knows? But this is
Little Wars managed to get an interview with him.
Exactly. What makes this so cool is that it's in a hotel. We've just booked rooms for that hotel.
That's true.
And so it's all contained. And Stirling's a lovely place. It will just be amazing. This is, we chatted about it because we were talking about running an international team event, and this. Do you want to? We could not do better than that.
No, the problem was we couldn't find a location,
Yes.
and they're lucky that they found a location.
Yeah.
And it looks like it can accommodate, and it's what you'd want. You want it in a hotel. You want it with so you can drink and you can eat. You don't have to drive. No. You just go upstairs to bed if you get too pissed or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to hit it hard. So,
this is the kind of event you want to run.
Yes.
It's a bit like SmogCon when it started out.
Exactly. So this is, if we did something ourselves, it would only be in competition to this, and we don't want that.
No,
and it's
so
like, and this will be better than we
Yeah.
do.
So the problem was we were waiting on a venue,
Yes.
and it was getting later and later. We still couldn't confirm because we could do it at the bunker, but it'd be tiny.
Tiny.
And only like 24 players.
Yeah,
Not really worth doing.
yeah.
What's the difference between that and a GT?
Nothing.
Little thing. So
Yeah.
we couldn't find a venue, and at the end of the day,
It's like-
us doing something would just be diluting this. So we're not
Exactly.
Yeah,
And for the internationals out there, this is the thing to go to. Like, and it's like I can't recommend it enough.
so if for an international, and you're listening,
yeah,
God bless you.
you could fly to
Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Edinburgh's a big airport, and it's not very far away.
Scotland is all a belt between Edinburgh and Glasgow, and Stirling is in that belt.
In the middle.
Yeah, like
So you fly to Glasgow or Edinburgh?
yeah, it's not far away from Edinburgh. Like
Glasgow.
you can fly to Edinburgh and get a taxi or a car
Or a bus.
to Stirling, and you'd be on it. Yeah.
So, and I haven't bought a ticket because they're not available, but we have booked the hotel. I've just done it, and I will be driving up on the Friday and driving home on the Monday.
That's us.
So there might even be 3 spots in the battle bus available.
Yeah.
for
So southeastern region, jump in. It's a long drive, but it'll be.
Well, you won't be doing it.
No, so I'll be chatting. We'll be recording.
So a bit of recording. Yeah, I might try and bring some audio-visual equipment up because I'm bringing a car. Maybe get some videos
and we might need to bring scenery as well because I'm sure like not everyone has that much scenery. But we can fit it all in your battle bus. I mean, I am very. This sounds amazing.
It does.
Like
it does. If you were dreaming of like, and you can let ego get in the way, but it's like, this is a far better event than we'd be able to put on.
Oh, massively.
So why even worry about it? Just jump in and enjoy the ride.
Exactly.
And you get to do it now without any of the pressure of organising the fucking thing.
I get, and also I've been invited to be a team cap. This is going to be amazing.
Excellent.
I'm going to have so much. Are you going to be team Winter or team Janners?
Janners, obviously.
So you're going to go. All right, okay, you bastard. I'm gunning. I am gunning for you. I'll be like, right, who's going to take that guy out? Like,
I'm not
ref, don't send him off. Like, keep that fucker on.
So just imagine, like, my ogre army gets issued an order by a fucking Skaven to go and die over here in a fucking field. No chance.
Obviously it's their rules pack. They'll decide how it goes down. But it's going to be so much fun, and it isn't about. This will not be about winning or losing. This doesn't.
Except for Janners.
Except for Janners. If you want to win, go Team Janners.
Exactly.
If you want a badge, go Team Winter.
Go Team Winter. So, any of the international friends, if you want to come and meet us, that's where we're going to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless for something crazy goes on, we've already booked the hotel.
We booked the hotel
this morning.
Yeah. I mean, they had said like they're going to because. They announced like they will do discounts at the hotel, but it's in like because but I rang up the hotel. As in I rang up and I was like, okay, you're holding this thing, and they're like, yeah, it was just. And then you had to book them over the phone rather than on the internet, and you got a discounted rate. A rate that is very reasonable for a hotel.
Yeah, I mean for the international
nice
peeps, I haven't seen it, but I think it was only about. Maybe I don't want to quote because I don't know if the rate we got is the rate, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I mean, it was well less than €100 for a twin room with breakfast.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not the end of the world. I think it's like 40-50 quid or whatever.
Oh, so the price they quoted to us was £40 for 2 people for a
80.
double.
Also, and singles were like 60 quid including breakfast.
Yeah. So
I booked for 3 nights.
Yeah, man. We are gonna be there with bells on.
Cosplaying it. I'm not sure about cosplay, but maybe
it's really cool. It's really cool, and hats off to the guys that are Ross at Janners. Like apparently they got this organised like by Discord, almost a Discord. They had like this private meeting on it. Apparently, I'm not on Discord, so I don't know. But that's how they got it sorted, and I'm very honoured to be asked to be the team captain. That is cool as fuck.
Well, you've run enough events.
Yeah, no, but it's like. They could have chosen anybody. They could have and I'd have happily tended as a player.
You need a foil for Janners.
Yeah, the foil.
You're both British Army.
Yeah,
exactly. Come on, chop chop.
It's going to be interesting. The eternal struggle of Winters and Janners continues to another level. But this is
excellent. So it's made my new year.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like one of those things where the message comes in and you're just like, what? And it's like, that sounds amazing. That's brilliant.
It does sound
and it really serves us a hell of a lot of admin.
And I mean, I've been talking to Janice about putting another article in the journal. And he surprised me because Janice has always wanted to surprise. He wanted to maybe do something about events because he obviously had something in the pipeline already. And he said,
"It's 2 steps ahead, motherfucker."
It's 2 steps ahead. That's why you're winning.
Yeah.
He's always winning. And he said, "But not tournaments."
Yeah.
Because Janice is a tournament player at heart. But he appreciates that not everybody is, and sometimes you want an event that isn't a tournament event.
So the way when he messaged it to me, the way he explained it is celebrate. It's the celebrating the 25 years of War Master. We've put this together, and it's in the style of the old Euro GTs, which he's very fond of.
Hopefully it doesn't mean we're sitting around discussing rules all the
time. So this is so if someone knows or ever attended them, the old European Grand Tournaments, this is what they're trying to recreate.
Okay, good.
And this could be the way I don't know if it's. I think it's clearly going to be a success story. They're clearly going to sell 40 tickets. They're clearly going to put, and I think they will put more tickets available. Like they're going to make their target.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how big the hotel is, how big the
but there are other hotels.
Spaces.
No,
the kind of like because the area where you're going to hold the game in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because with SmallCon we had to keep moving every year because we outgrew the gaming
that's right.
space.
Yeah.
So we were everywhere. At Heathrow and at Guildford, and then we ended up. I can't remember where we ended up. It was.
I mean, also to have this like premier event, because this is now the premier event clearly, and it's like. It comes out of nowhere. Is the premier? Well, not out of nowhere. The North of the Wall was fantastic, but now it's like, but it is just like it's the classic thing. Is it's like this is if they even say it's like the UK thing. So how more UK could you say? It's like it's the UK event. It's in Scotland, and it's like it's in like
it's the European event.
It's the European. Exactly. I love it. And just like so all the Brits will pretend it's theirs when it's nothing theirs at all. It's like I just hope the bar staff are accommodating.
They will be in Scotland.
And don't hate British.
Well, they hate the English. Don't worry about that.
Don't hate English.
You're not getting away with that one with your accent.
Yeah.
Tally-ho!
So, I'll bring out a little horn.
I think last time you were there, you were getting abused in the street.
Yeah.
So top of Matt.
I'll just play into that. I'll
With
take
a monocle
and a top hat and be like, ha
and a walking cane. Excellent.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see you all there.
Obviously, when this tournament pack comes out, we'll be talking about it. We'll be analysing it. We will be backing this event to the hill. We back all the events. Obviously, there's no event we wouldn't back. But this is something special.
Hopefully it's the start of something special. You couldn't do it in the southeast because it'd be too bloody expensive.
No.
But in Scotland, I mean, this is a good. If you're getting the room and and you're getting the exhibition space,
it's great to be part of something to say to the international. Say that is the thing to travel for. Yes, of course, you could obviously travel for an Essex GT, and I would love you to do it. But if you're going to pick one, pick that. That's like it's going to kick the ass out of everything.
Just hopefully it doesn't sell out too quickly. Well, you've got a ticket anyway, you'd hope.
Well, I hope so. Well, obviously I'll be buying a ticket, but it's like, as team captain of Team Winter.
Team Evil.
I don't know. I'm evil or good. If I'm evil, I'm Skaven. If I'm good, I'm Empire. I'm Carl France. Summon the Elector Counts!
That's another Total War comment. I don't get. Anyway, okay, so we're going to call it a day there, and then we're going to go play the full tension game.
Cool.
And then, so if you want to get in touch with us, get Paul on Face8. You can email the podcast at warmaster.podcast.com.
Yeah.
Warmaster.podcast is Google mail.
There is.
I've got one more thing to say.
I have as well.
Okay, so the deadline for if anybody wants to get involved with the Warmaster Journal, there's still some space available. Because it can't be unlimited size, because then it just gets unwieldy. I've got about 20 articles potentially, so if there is anybody interested, just send it.
My one's going to be the best one.
Well, in your minds. So you could. There was a lot of love for Martin's battle report, and I've been twisting his arm because. Did you see the battle report?
It was lovely, yeah. It's lovely.
A lot of time and effort went into that. So good man. Hopefully he's going to do another one for us. So what if you do want to get involved, you can just send it to warmaster.podcast@gmail.com, or you can't send.
Barry holds the right to critique your idea.
Oh, I'm not that harsh an editor. Well, the only rule I did say is that just one per person, because I've had people submit 4 articles.
It's like, no,
I can't. There's plenty of other places for you to put stuff out, but you can only have one per person.
Yes, so something I have to say, well, two things. Obviously, when I finish painting my high elves, they'll be probably featured on them. We'll have games against them. We're using painted high elves.
Okay,
yeah. But the scenery we use. The scenery we use, if you watch our stuff and you're like, where do they get that scenery from? Both sources, I would say, I've got, of where I get the scenery from, would be willing to take on commissions. So I won't. So PM me or us, and I can share those details. Yeah.
But if you're talking about
scenery being made.
Yeah, the Skeleton Lord.
Yeah. So, but
I mean, it's not cheap.
So no, it's not. No. But it's like. So I've at the moment we're for events. Like if I've got them and it's close. Like so for the Essex GT, I would have like there's these display tables which are literally the best thing I've seen. Warmaster scenery being put down on the table. That's the display table. It's totally practical because Warmaster's great. And then there's the tournament tables, which is equally lovely stuff.
Yeah.
But it's produced as a quality across every table. So if either one of them floats your boat, as in terms of like, I wish I had that. They're both willing to take on commissions. I don't know if you get it. Like, one source is. I don't know how one source is more willing than the other, but. Nobody. The worst they can say is sorry, I'm too busy.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't. Obviously, it's a podcast. I can't share their personal details. But you contact me, I would share that, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's where you would go for that. See if you get a commission or not. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Just got the confirmation email through. So that's good for the booking of the hotel. So hopefully it goes ahead. Hopefully it's not like some cunning double bluff and they're not really doing it. But I'm sure it'll be announced in the next day or so.
Work.
Right, so catch us next time or come and watch the bolt action video.
Great episode.
Two of you together, that's fine. But what if one of you is the monster?
Monster? They're British.
Two of you together, that's fine. But what if one of you is the monster?
Monster? They're British.